Hello and welcome to week 5, Road to 355. So, started out on Monday with general warm-up stuff, some dancing around. Actually find that this stuff is some of the best warm-up stuff you can do. General movement skills, get some cartwheels in, get shoulders warmed up. Did some handstands as well, did some rolls, did some jumps. Kind of the just normal general movement stuff. All the stuff that you don't kind of hit in weightlifting. We're trying to hit here. Now, this was a good session in all. Had a few funky moments. Squats were fine. Front squats 180. For triples, we'll probably start bumping these up soon. But I also don't necessarily feel like I need to, so I'll see. Snatches were absolutely fine. This is actually 95 because of the plate in the middle. So we had muscle. This was just a quo complex. We did, I want to say triples at like 115, which is a little bit higher than I've been doing. So going to slowly build that up. Once we get to the cleans, this is what I was talking about in the last video. The cleans were the real issue on this day. And this was the day it really flared up the most. And I couldn't do them. But these triples were nice. 115. I feel like I'm extending a little bit better, but I'm catching with a lot more aggression now, so the twist in the catch hasn't really come back, which is also really promising. I'm very happy about that, obviously. And just aesthetically, they look a lot better. So power cleans didn't really happen. I could do 120, but not much more. This is where the pain really kicked off. And it was after this session when I talked to Mem and Josie. Annoyingly, I wasn't actually able to do any cleans until the end of the week because of the way my program is. So I was sitting on this idea of changing my start position for a whole week, and for someone like me, that's rough because you want to just change it now, but I resisted. Low hang, snatch pulls 140. Can probably bump these up to 45, 50 now. These are moving fine. And then the clean pulls this was the worst experience of my life. This was just awful. Trying to hype myself up. A lot of, it's not pain, but it's weakness. It doesn't feel like I'm braced at all. And it obviously makes the bar feel significantly heavier. So we did change my setup, and hopefully you'll see it in the end of this week, this video, how much better they were on my Saturday session. But mobility work on the Monday night. These weighted iso holds have been really good for me. They've been really useful in maintaining my shoulder rotation. Muscle snatches on the Tuesday. Just speedy triples at 90. Bosh. And then we did some really nice, actually, block clean and jerk 3+1s, 140. So the cleans have been, from the blocks, moving really nicely. The jerks on this day are always a bit better. They're not perfect, but they've been getting there. And I've been extending a little bit better, catching it in a nicer place. The bar path on these, significantly more vertical than it was. I used to bump it out a lot. So I'm really happy with that, actually. It's quite promising. I want to say this jerk maybe wasn't as good, but it's not too bad. And then the pulls again on this day were flying. So 165 from the deficit, really kind of moving quite fast, actually. And I want to say, so this was the day after when I tried the new setup. I was trying a few different things. It wasn't perfect yet, but this already, 180 from the deficit, no pain at all. Didn't feel super strong because, I'll be honest, I wasn't really thinking about intent and pushing hard. I was just thinking about getting braced, but felt absolutely pain-free. So that's really promising that that's happened already. Added in some extra torso rotation work because I noticed quite a big imbalance when I twist to my right. Got a lot more mobility and range when I torso twist to the left. And then I've taken this from Gez, it's kind of like a muscle up with the on the cables, so like a strict muscle up, I guess. Get the muscle strong to hopefully learn to do a muscle up one day, which will be cool. Thursday, this is the only day I had to basically just leave this session after this. Just mentally wasn't in it. I don't know if it's going to be an issue or not, but it always seems to be the Thursday on week 2 that is basically a write-off. So I need to approach that a little bit differently, because it seems like in these 2 weeks, every session has been absolutely fantastic, except that Thursday one. I just don't want to miss a session every other week, because of just mentally not being in it. But Saturday, huge day again. Huge Saturdays are back. Triples on pause squat 210, and then triples on power snatch 110. Really easy. I flew through this workout because we were time bound, but again, everything moving really nicely, really confident, really strong in my kind of fitness and conditioning at the moment, able to get through this. But then here you go, the cleans we've all been waiting for, with the new setup, which was not the new setup, it's the setup I've been doing for 10 years, up until the last few months. So it feels really comfortable. And this is 150. It's equal most I've cleaned since the British, and it felt pretty much effortless, no pain at all, which is really promising. And as a result, I think the jerks are already a little bit better. So obviously the jerks aren't perfect yet, they've still got a long way to go, but what a difference not being in pain when you stood there with 150 kilos on your chest makes. It makes a big difference. You're able to dip and drive with so much more confidence. But only a few months ago, I would have struggled to get through this whole session in an hour and a half, which is what it took me. It would have been a 3-hour session, 100%. I really flew through these doubles, and these doubles, kind of 80% of my 1RM clean jerk, so it's not light either. It's getting up there again. I was very happy with how these move. Snatch pulls 170 again. I'm gutted that I'm not doing pulls next week because it's deload, but these snatch pulls are really moving and making me confident that I can snatch some big numbers this year. And then this was just the light clean, low hang clean pulls 140 again. No pain, happy days. So this is a really promising week. If I do the 2 weeks and then the deload week is always fine, but like I said, that Thursday on the second week is always a bit of a, for the last 2 times now, the last 2 cycles, has been a write-off. And that's a shame. I don't want to keep missing that session, so I have to approach that a little bit differently. But otherwise we might have found a kind of microcycle, mesocycle that works well. Sunday, behind the neck jerks 140. These are actually looking quite nice. Stable overhead, and then my all-time favourite drill. Bump this up to 45 kilos plus the hanging 5, so I guess call it 50. Really makes my right arm look massive when I do that. And then the drill that I exposed my rotational issues was this, which I did last Sunday, which is why I added that kettlebell rotation. But here, already got quite a lot more range on that turning right side, so I'm quite happy about that. Hopefully it's not going to be a big issue, but kind of find these imbalances and stop them. Right, next week, deload week.